Alright, hello everyone. In today's presentation, I'm going to tell you something about industries and companies. And my presentation includes three main points. So first thing is industry groups. I will tell you something how can we describe the structure of economy according to three groups of industries. Later I will explain types of business. So how can we describe some different companies according to their legal structure and um, ownership also. And the second in the third point, I'm going to tell you something about ways how company can grow. So let's start. As you probably heard, the national economy can be described in three main groups of industries. And so it is first primary sector, secondary, and the third. Primary sector includes very basic things like agriculture and forestry, also meaning different materials and irons. Secondary includes construction and manufacturing, and third is all kind of services. So primary sector, as I said, is agriculture, forestry, and mining. So it depends on the access to natural resources. So every company have different natural resources, different size of soil, and the quality of that. So it's very variable across different countries. So agriculture require very good quality of soil, and it depends also on the weather. So agriculture is not the same in every country, and these two factors describe how agriculture looks in every country. So, for example, we don't have in Poland banana trees because the weather is too cold for that. Of course, you can have some trees inside special buildings prepared for the planting banana trees, but of course it would be too expensive. So Poland don't have bananas, do not produce that, but have other types of agriculture production. So it is many types of fruits, vegetables, and also wheat. So this agriculture, forestry includes acquisition of timber, but mainly that, but also it's hunting on animals in the forest, and also mushroom picking and blueberries too. So if you ride sometimes to, for example, Warsaw, the road is crossing some forest, and some people just sitting close to the road and selling that kinds of stuff like mushrooms or blueberries. So yes, it is of course it is very small part of GDP or primary sector, but it is the third thing of primary sector is mining. So you can mine everything almost from ground what can be sold, and first thing is energy materials. So it is called like in Poland or in Donbass, for example, also in Russia, China, and also other natural resources that gives energy. So it is crude oil, natural gas, also other materials used in constructions or chemicals for production, medicaments, and also others, which are later used in the second sector, to which I'm going now. So the second sector is construction and manufacturing, and construction can be divided as a production of buildings for private usage and also for business. All kinds of offices or how productions includes that. And the manufacturing can be also divided as a production of three different types of products. So first thing is capital goods. So this is all kind of machinery used to production other goods, like for example something like production machines which can be used to build roads, for example, or to build cars. So it's very specific types of production. And the second group of products are durable goods. So can be exactly that's cars or electronic equipment like washing machine, TV, computer, fridge also. And non-durable goods, so it is food, clothing, and other things which rather not stay longer than 1 year, for example. So this is the second sector, and the third group is service industries, and it includes transport, so it can be transported peoples and also healthcare and more services. So also the sector includes financial services like banking or credit institutions. So it's mainly banks in Poland, but also there are small non-banking lending companies and insurance or assurance and investment also. In the third sector there is also tourism and hotel industry and entertainment. Also there is then telecommunication, other utilities like gas, water, electricity, and many others. So it can be, for example, cleaning offices or security buildings. So these also are services. And these three groups built for national production, but also production can be divided according to ownership. So there are private sector, public sector. So first group includes all kinds of companies owned by private people or other companies, and it is very different size companies like large, small, medium, or even individual workers working for their own. And also there is a public sector which is owned by government or something like that. So it is schools, of course, can be from private schools, but education chemicals, and it's only because it's very large conglomerate and protected to not to be sold to other owners that will make something that will not be good for national economy. So yes, also companies can be owned by public sector, but it's rather rare in some countries, maybe not in Poland. So there are the three sectors and how the structure of GDP looks. And if we look at the size of the three main sectors, so economists found the tendency that high developed countries have much more greater size of the third sector, and also countries which are developing, their structure of the third GDP is growing in the part of the total GDP, and not because the first sector is becoming smaller, but because the third sector is growing very faster than two previous, especially faster than the first. And if we look at the structure of Polish GDP, I found information from 2011, and I think it's not changing very much from this time. Agriculture is around 3%, production is, so the second sector, around one part of 3, and services is around 63%. So this is a structure of GDP, and how can be different types of business. So you can describe some companies divide companies according to their size. So first thing is their size. Of the smallest are sole traders. In US called sole proprietorships, and they are owned by one people, which they are freelancers. They call themselves freelancers, and these owners are very they have unlimited liability for the debts of their business, so it is very responsible thing to do that kind of businesses. And the second group are partnerships. There are two or more people running together business, and they can be, for example, lawyers or architects. And there are also limited liability companies, which are rather small and cannot go public, and rather are owned by families, so they not go to the public offer. And also there are public limited companies, so limited liability companies, that mean that owners are not responsible for debts of their companies. So there is this distinction between debts of their owners and the company. And also our public limited companies, they also have division between debts of the business and the public and the owners. But these companies have stock listed, and owners can buy their shares. So these companies are very accountable, let's say, and shareholders can get profit from the can get profit or loss from change of the value of stocks. Of course, company rather growing, which are public, so let's say that profit is that makes rather profit than less. But of course, then again, situation where we have lost. And also franchise, so this situation where some company offer their license for use their ideas of business, so can use their brand, how they organize the whole business, and they pay some fees for type license. And of course, that can be very different franchise agreements when the owners give smaller or higher flexibility in doing that business. Let's move now to the last topic, which is business expansion. And in this case, I'm going to tell you how companies can develop